Jai Bala, Chief Market Technician, is now joining us from London. Jai, what do you make of the recent move in India? A little bit of decline in the last 2 days, but still 7,700 acts as a good level?
Yeah, this market is refusing to either go down or go up. Basically, it will be better off if the market were to come down to 7,500 once, and then the correction can be treated as done. The market's short-term structure would be posting the right look, and once that is done, we can look at the market, resuming the strong uptrend that it's already in. So, we want to see the market take out 8010 on the Nifty. So once market can manage to take out that, the market itself will tell us on the day that it's taking out that level, that it's going much higher and it's going to be much swifter and much stronger.
Right. How would you look at the markets from here on? Would you initiate new buy calls?
Yeah, because we focus on the medium-term uptrend. It's basically a medium-term trend. It's better to position yourself in the direction of the longer-term trend. So whatever is happening in the short term, it's not going to, it shouldn't matter for the, longer-term investor or the slightly longer-term trader. So we treat this short-term decline as a welcome opportunity, and we should grab these decline as a, with both our hands and welcome it. So we are looking at, positive sectors to, outperform this market, and we are looking at autos, some of the stocks and banks, and FMCG stocks to outperform this market.
Right. Last time when we had spoken, you had mentioned about Tata Metaliks. Now, since then, the stock has almost doubled. Do you still like the name? I mean, yeah, it's in circuit, so you cannot buy it right now. But do you like the name?
Yeah, that's true. The stock is performed very well, and it's outperformed when the rest of the market was focusing on other names in the metal space. We picked out Tata Metaliks, and it's now coming close to the price objective. There's a little bit of steam left, and the stock should, once it crosses 190, 200, I think it should see some short-term correction come through. But I think this is no longer an attractive play as it was a couple of months ago. So that is still upside, but it's more like a trading play rather than investment bet.
Right. How would you look at today's fall coming into Adani Ports? Any view on that? Since results, it's constantly going down.
Yeah, this stock is not particularly in a medium-term uptrend. We were advising last time just to avoid this stock. So it's no surprise that the stock is underperforming the market. So it's still an avoid. The stock might have a little more downside to work through before it can finish off this leg of the down move, and then the next leg of an up move to begin. So there's still a little more downside to come through in this stock. So the stock is still an avoid.
Right. How would you look at Sun TV? Do you think majority of volatility is now behind?
Yeah, the stock is quite choppy, and it's not yet done what it's meant to do. And so basically, once the choppiness comes out, once the stock can manage to close above 480, I think I think the medium-term uptrend would have resumed, and it can go up to 550. But the risk reward isn't that attractive because of the choppiness, and the stocks prediction that you need to keep for the stock is quite wide. So but if you can stomach that kind of volatility and wide stops, I think there is still potential for the stock to go up to 550.
How would you look at Lupin?
Yeah, the pharma sector is actually doing much better. And the recent downtrend has probably come to an end. But I would rather look at Dr. Reddys to Lupin. I think Dr. Reddys is likely to outperform the pharmaceutical space. So I'm more positive on Reddys than Lupin. So it's more like a relative play in the sector. You can either position yourself in such a way that can be rupee neutral on the pharma sector, and expect Dr. Reddy to outperform Lupin.
Right. Do you think that, Dr. Reddys versus Lupin, but both the charts are looking positive as in the direction?
Yeah, the recent downtrend that the pharma sector saw was a welcome correction. It was long overdue, and I think it looks like at this point of time the correction is pretty much done. I think the sector is bound for some sort of revival. So I think the next couple of sessions should give us an answer And I think we'll see more positive price action come through in the pharma space.
What do you make of the recent move in the consumer durable pack? So something like a Dabur, Marico, Havells, everything has gone up. You think now they are looking in slightly overbought?
Yeah, I've been positive on the FMCG space, and in fact, Havells was one of our positive recommendation in January when the stock was about 240, and it was in fact last month it was continuously hitting record highs, record 52-week highs. So it's no surprise this sector has been quite well. But you're right in pointing out that the run-up is quite sharp, and it's probably tending towards overbought region. So I think it's if somebody is trying to pick stocks within the space, they should rather wait for a short-term pullback to come through. After that, they can position also. So basically, what I'm trying to say, there is a little bit of steam left in this sector, but you got to wait a little bit.
Right. Any view as far as some of the global markets are concerned? Because global markets are falling in, but we are probably not. So any view on India versus some of the other emerging markets or slightly, not so developed markets?
Yeah, basically, if you look at the Shanghai Composite, that's still underperforming the market. So I think even that is going to resume its uptrend, and it needs to, the Shanghai Composite is likely to drop a little further. Once that comes through, we can look at the emerging markets catch up with India. So that's a nice place to be in for India. So once we are looking at the Shanghai Composite to hit 2600 for one last time. So once that's done, that will also start looking up, and that will contribute to the positive environment for the world, and the rest of the world can catch up with India.
Right. Do you look at DLF? It's down 3% today, but off late has been a big outperformer.
Yeah, the real estate space has been very attractive, and DLF was one of our picks in December. It went below 100, which we didn't expect to go down, but the stock has rebounded quite well from those levels. It's going to see a short-term correction. We could see something like 106 to some sort of level around that level. But once that is done, I think the stock is looking attractive to go back to 150, 160.
Right. As far as any other real estate names are concerned, because Indiabull Real Estate has also done well, HDIL has also done well. Do you look at those names?
Yeah, we don't track that closely, but DLF is a top pick within the space, and IB Real has been doing quite well in the last couple of weeks. It's been an outperformer, but I think DLF is more attractive in this space compared to other stocks in this space.
Right. As far as some of the other mid-cap names are concerned, so some of these mid-cap names which people had completely forgotten about. So Aditya Birla Nuvo, it's not a very good volume name, but off late is up 20% in the last 1 month or so.
Yeah, the mid-cap space offers several attractive opportunities. We had even spoken about another stock which is not in the radar of many people. We spoke about Philip Carbon Black. That was in the 90s, and now it's come up. It went up to 130. I expect that to do well, like how Tata Metaliks has done. So there are many stocks offering attractive opportunities in the mid-cap space. So if you look at Aditya Birla Nuvo, which is specified, I think even that is positive for the short term. But if you have a eagle eye, you can pick several stocks that will trend against the market and outperform the market.
Any view on the crude oil prices globally?
Crude is bound for a short-term correction. We would like to see a short-term decline come through somewhere in the region of 38 to 42. So that will be a welcome decline for crude. Because that will shave off some of the short-term excesses. But the short to medium term is still positive for crude. We're looking at crude to scale something like $57 to $62 in the short to medium term once this short-term correction is through.
One big thing that global markets would be eyeing out for is emerging markets and what happens to Fed. Of course, you cannot predict what's happening to the Fed, But what's on the emerging markets overall call? What is the call that you have for the MSCI Emerging Markets Index?
Yeah, there isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of view for the emerging market. There are markets that's going to outperform and markets that's going to lag. So within the space, quite clearly, we like India. And once the Shanghai Composite can drop down to 2,600, even that will start looking attractive. So, it's a very selective strategy. I think if you look at within sectors within these countries, some of them allow for very attractive opportunity. So we are very positive on India at this point. That's going to be a top pick within the EM space.